Hello everybody, welcome to Yonayield. We want to do a quick market outlook at this point in time. And yeah, basically the question is whether the indices are going to bounce soon or not. And to answer this question very briefly, I have no idea. So I'm not going to pretend I know anything. The market is random and we have no idea what will happen. That's basically the situation we are always in. But let's take a look further, because objectively, this is my objective opinion, so be careful about that. I think a bounce could happen within the next week. So let's take a look. All right, and for the preparation for the next week, we always want to look at the weekly picture first. And now we're looking here at the NASDAQ. So you can see the following. There is a kind of candle which might indicate in the price action that we are stalling. So that is kind of nice to see. All right, you guys, let me quickly get the drawing panel out here. Perfect, that is much better. So now we have also the fib tool. So we can see the last kind of low point was down here. So let's take a look. So far, the 61% has been holding here. So there could be a chance of actually a pullback up within the next week. So looks kind of nice. So what we want to do, of course, we want to see the weekly range of last week. The weekly low is here and the high is here. So basically a play for the next week could be that most likely we're gonna touch first the low point again, and if that holds, we need to look in smaller time frame. Then there could be a pull back up to the high point. That would be a play. Could even go further, of course, and make an engulfing, but it's still very early, so I wouldn't try to bet on a full-blown reversal, and I wouldn't bet on an engulfing. But for example, it would be possible to try to buy it up down here and have as target the weekly high again. That could definitely be in play. So much for the NAS. So I wanted to show you also the monthly picture, of course, because we are at the end of the month, so we should also look at the monthly picture. The monthly picture is definitely bad and is definitely down. All right, so and we're basically done with the month. So what I'm assuming is if I combine the monthly picture with the weekly picture, yes, there could be a pullback from down here, and just try to retest these levels here, close the imbalance, right? So we would come up to this level up here to close the imbalance. But if the monthly candle ends like this, and it's probably gonna do it, right? We just have one more day here in the month, and it must be a miracle that this is going to be green. So in that case, that is a strong reversal signal, and so it could of course come up here to close imbalances and stuff like that, but from there we could see another leg down, of course, and that would actually mean maybe a bigger correction at that point in time. So monthly wise, it's not that nice. So there could be 2 more months of correction going on. And now let's look then at the what is it, the 12 month. So because that is the yearly picture, right? So definitely also we have to take a look here, and on the yearly picture it's still very good actually, right? So looking at that, we should not assume that there is a big crash coming or something like that, but I understand we have a correction now because we probably want to test those lows here. Could be. Maybe the correction now could also be enough, but looking at monthly, I definitely think we're going to go down more for the next couple of months. So but it's probably unlikely that we're going to totally break the yearly low. It can happen, of course, but it's more unlikely. So this year can be more like of a sideways year. Maybe we could get a new all-time high. It's definitely also a possibility, but it looks like more at the point in this point in time, it's going to be like a sideways year. Probably going to test the yearly low, and then it's going to get sucked up, something like that, right? And then I'm very keen to see where the yearly candle closes, because if we get a red one here, that could also mean that actually we're in the in a new cycle where interest rates are going higher, and not so very strong stock markets, right? But that's for the future, right? That's very big picture. But just so you are aware of the weekly picture, of the yearly picture also, and like I said, in the weekly, I think the chances of a bounce are not that bad. Um, but definitely, I would only like to take it from the weekly low. If that doesn't happen, if the weekly low doesn't come, I'm just not gonna do anything, right? Basically, that's how I will do it personally. But like I say, this is this is just my objective opinion. How you handle your trades is your own risk, right? Okay, then let's take a look in the other indices. So we have US 30 also. Which one to take? Nah, doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so here basically we have also a green weekly candle, so there has been a color change. So also for me here, what would be interesting in the new coming week, so I could imagine that again we're gonna get a pullback down and then maybe a pull up here again, something like that, right? As long as the weekly low is holding. And also here that would make sense in combination with the monthly, right? Actually the Dow Jones doesn't even look so bad. There's no engulfing yet. Yeah, actually it's a little bit different here, I guess. Okay, what about the year? Let's look at that one. Year is also still everything okay. All right, well, that much from the Dow Jones, I guess. Same idea like in the NASDAQ. If I would need to take this trade, personally, I would do it in the Dow Jones because it looks more stable than the NASDAQ, right? All right, then let's look at S&P 500. S&P 500 also has now a green weekly candle. It found some support here at the last low. And here, same idea, probably gonna pull back down and then it could bounce back up. But I would not try to get more out of it than the weekly high point first because we don't know how the next week will close. It's better just to play a pullback, then close the trade, and maybe if the week then really makes a bullish engulfing up, then after that week we can still try to go long to catch a higher to catch a bigger swing up, for example, right? For example, then monthly the S&P doesn't look good at the moment. It's probably going to close something like that. And here we have the same idea that we have seen in the NASDAQ. If it closes like that, probably it's going to do a little bit of pullback up next month, but then there's a high chance of continuation just because it's a color change. It's a bearish engulfing so far. Of course, it's not closed yet, but at the moment doesn't look good, and still only there's 1 day to go. All right, so much from the indices. Then let's look quickly euro dollar and gold to round it up, and I think that will be it for this analysis. Okay, euro dollar looks short. One more day to close this monthly candle. There was a chance of reversal here, but as we see, it tried it, fished some stops, and got some weakness in there again. So looks like there's gonna be 2 more months that will go down. Probably we can test this low point here at some point in time. Also, there is this structure which we have cleared to the downside. Let's look at targets. So yeah, targets are also in this area down here, 200 and 223. So there is definitely some room here to go down, but if the new monthly candle opens, if the new monthly candle opens, there's also probably going to be a pullback. This can go all the way to the body high point, or even to all the way to the high point. That is possible, especially in forex. They like to do those retouches, close imbalances, things like that. So definitely probably some pullback before it will go down some more. All right, so then let's look at weekly. There is just a down thrust going on, which has started with that candle. full-blown downtrust, so I'm expecting more weakness here. But of course it's probably going to make some pullbacks first with the opening of the new week, and then maybe come down again. All right, so we can look at that on daily basis also. We can also look in fib retracements. So maybe a nice play here would be some up move. Probably it's gonna be in 3 waves, something like that. 1 second, I will get the other drawing tool. That one it's better for this purpose. Okay, maybe something like that. Then you have this nice pullback, and then maybe it's gonna go down again, right? Could be, but like I say, the market is random. We don't try to have a bias or something. I'm just spitting out some ideas here. But like I said, for me, the momentum here is more on the downside. There's also this broken trend line, which could see a retouch and then go down some more. All right, so much from the euro dollar. So then we go in gold. Gold, like I said many times, is for me one of the worst assets to hold in the portfolios. I don't know, many people like gold, they think it's inflation hedge and all of that stuff, but to be honest, all I see it's going down. And let's take a look at the 12 months, that then you maybe understand where I'm coming from. For me, if I look in the 1 year time frame, this looks like it has done a color change here. It looks for me like it's just gonna go down for maybe 2 more years, something like that, right? Minimum it should try test this low point of last year, which is at 1,600 kind of. But it looks for me like this could even become a impulsive down year and maybe go all the way here to the year before and maybe test that area, right? So there could be some more years down here. So this is why I'm not so bullish on it, even though everybody's talking about inflation hedge, etc., etc. All right, now let's look at the weekly. Here also we see a clear engulfing down, opening a new down thrust. So I'm assuming this will be again playing a little bit more on the downside, probably some pullback, of course. We always need the pullbacks. First maybe up here something, and then it could go down here, and then the next target would be this low point here, right? Something like that for gold. And in the daily, we can see we have a nice rhythm of 3 down candles, so probably some pullback is coming. So it could go up in the next couple of days, but then it could go down again. So that much from gold. Also broken trend line here. All right, guys, that's basically it. I wish you successful trading in the new coming week, and I talk to you later. Catch you later. Take care.